Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and I have a lot of knives from this particular company. And the reason why is because they are so awesome. In fact, my first premium knife I think I ever bought, in this community was from TUYA, and that was the TUYA NV1. And I absolutely fell in love with it, and ever since then, I've just been very passionate about TUYA knives. I think they do a great job. Dave Warren runs TUYA Knives, awesome dude, just a great guy altogether, him and his family. This is the TUYA Wrath with a DLC S90V blade. Look at that satin finish. I freaking love that. That's beautiful to me. And then look at that access to that lock bar with the texturing. It doesn't get any better than that. Then you have exactly the type of thumb studs I like with these are almost too sharp, but I like that. These are very sharp thumb studs, so they allow you to, it just grips. It's so grippy. It's like, it's hard to misfire this because of how grippy those thumb studs are. Same thing with the flipper tab, the front flipper. It is also extremely, extremely grippy. So it's so sharp, and I mean that in the best possible way, that it makes such easy front flipping action. The handle. Oh, by the way, if you like the look of the Chavez or Dencion or, the Chavez knives, but you don't like how brick and blocky they are, check out one of these. This has a lot of qualities that knife has, with just a bit slimmer, more comfortable in the hand, more ergonomic, and just rounded in the right areas, where that Chavez is a bit sharper. Titanium frame lock, obviously, and this has an orange peeled finish over it. And if you don't know orange peeled finishes, they handle a lot of abuse. Next, you know what? This is a little bit more of a budget friendly knife. This is the Big Belly. Now, the Big Belly actually comes in, or it did, I don't know if it still does. I have it. It's a carbon fiber version, an integral carbon fiber handle. This one's G10, obviously, because this is a budget version. The other one I think is M390 steel. This one's 154 CM. So the first one I had was the carbon fiber one, and this one is just as good. Just like I said, just a more budget friendly steel and budget friendly handle material, but same exact action. The lockup is like a damn vault. Like, you don't, like, getting it in hand, you're like, it's shocking how rock solid this is. Wow, how stupid smooth this is. Thumb studs, nice and grippy, very easy to get to. Handle, extremely comfortable, especially with this contoured back end. When you have an integral, it does really take effect in your hand. Like, you can tell if you have an integral in the hand, because it feels so comfortable the way your hand wraps around it. Titanium milled pocket clip. And also, by the way, these scales do not have any liners. Look at that. It's crazy, right? Basically, there's a cap, you can take this off, and then you can get to all the stuff inside here, like the Omega springs and stuff. So that's a really cool way to do it, to have the Omega springs built in from the outside. I freaking dig it, though. Next, the Voodoo. The Voodoo is, it has a little bit of a different type of look to it, a different style, but I love it. Beautiful sheep's foot blade, almost a Wharncliffe. Actually, you could call this a Wharncliffe, because this is a perfectly straight edge, but it has a nice deep hollow grind, very thin, beautiful satin finish. Blade steel's S90V. Again, we have an orange peel finish. And like I said, orange peel finishes, the cool thing about it is that they don't scratch. I mean, obviously anything can scratch, but they don't get scratches really. You have to really almost intentionally do it, drag it down, the block, with your truck over concrete or something, because they're like scratch resistant as you could get. I think the process even makes the surface of the titanium harder. Titanium backspacer and a milled titanium pocket clip. Good access to the lock bar. That whole deployment is money. I mean, just the size of it alone makes it, just land basically in the perfect position for just about anybody. But even the thumb flick, I mean, that was my fault. Even the thumb flick, you have so much room. It kicks out really nice. Now, some people might not like the little blade for how big of the grip you have, but I actually like it because having this big of a handle, you have a lot of control with this knife, you know, because this is still plenty of edge. Like, I have no problem using this size of an edge for 90% of things. But awesome, awesome knife. Very ergonomic, even back here though, if you do choke back. But nice and slicey, and the detent is solid. Next is another wrath. Now, I'm not sure if they have this one available anymore. I know they have well, I'm pretty sure they do, maybe not. But the difference was, well, one, this is a drop point, but they do have this one in a drop point or the dual ground tanto like that, or the dual ground drop point. But the thumb studs were different, which I'm so happy they changed those. I love these so much more than these. And then the next thing was the finish. Obviously, this one has the micro milled finish, but I think this one might even come with that finish too. I think the blade steel might have, nope, the blade steel didn't change. There was something else I thought. Regardless though, they're both amazing, so it doesn't really matter. This one has a little Timascus pivot collar on one side, but they did have, at least the last time I checked, I don't know what they have now, but they had some of the original ones available, but they do have a couple different options of the new version available. So, you know, if you are interested in getting it, like I said, they do have different patterns and stuff. Talk about liking a knife so much, you got both versions. I did the same thing with the TUYA Envy. And then we have this guy. Now, this guy it's a compact knife. So let's pull back up the Wrath. You can see it's quite a bit smaller than the Wrath. DLC, once again, deep hollow ground sheep's foot blade. Beautiful sheep's foot, beautiful satin. Look at that satin. I freaking love that, man. It looks so good to me, especially with the DLC. S90V, or no, sorry, this one's 20CV. 20CV DLC coated blade, titanium frame lock, amazing action. Very, very easy to get to that whole deployment, whether it's thumb or reverse flick. Titanium frame lock, and this titanium does not have the orange peel, but it has this like blasted finish that's smooth. It's really nice in the hand. Titanium mill pocket clip, and I love this titanium backspacer with the gearing. Very comfortable in the hand. Nice sharpening tool and plunge grind. They did a good job there. Yeah, they did a good job there. And I think maybe that was what they changed. Is that what they changed here? No, that's pretty much the same. Anyways, TUYA knives. I will have them linked down in the description, man. They have even more knives than this. I have pretty much all of them. I just didn't pull them all out because I didn't want this video to be, you know, an hour long for you guys. I just kind of wanted to talk about TUYA because, man, the company, like I said, man, the first company, actually, Kara's the one who actually got me that TUYA, my first premium knife, you know, being in the knife community. What? Her name's Lenore. Her name's Lenore. Let's actually take a look at Lenore. This was the first premium knife I pretty much got, that Kara got me. Her name's Lenore. And this is the TUYA Envy version 1. Then I got the TUYA Envy version 2, and I had to get it because I loved this one so much that when this dropped, I had to have it. So the difference is this is obviously a tanto, but it's a flat grind. They went with, or Dave went with a dual ground drop point in this case with a much thinner grind. This is very, very slicey. The action, like this, at the time when I got it, and I wasn't the only person saying this, people were saying like for the money this thing costed, like it felt like it had like $500 action. Then they came out with version 3, which I did not get. It was a liner lock version. However, I did get version 4, which I believe is still available right now with a sheep's foot blade or Warncliffe, whatever you want to call it. And this one's in S90V. Super duper smooth, great thumb stud action. The inlay works amazing. Pretty much same ergos, but they did take away the micro milling texture. But either way, all the versions of the NV are amazing. This was 1 out of 100. They had another version where there was only 10. And then I'm not sure how many of these they made, but this one I'm pretty sure is still available. There may be a couple different options. I'm not 100%. I think there's a silver one and then obviously the copper one like you see here. But what an amazing knife. I think the NV collection is a badass model. It feels very premium. It is very premium. And the action, the comfortability of the flipper tab is amazing. Like it really is. And you know, that's something that's really cool when you have a flipper knife, to have a flipper that is very comfortable and the detent is just perfect. That was me trying to fail it. Like it has such a good detent. And then with this one, with thumb studs, this one I can actually reverse flick off of the blade because so much blade does hang out since it's a different blade shape. But the thumb studs are also equally as good, I guess, as the flipper tab because they're very easy to get to. They don't have texturing on them, but this is one example where the texturing is not even needed. It's very, very good. Boy, a lot has changed since then, but TUYA has not stopped making amazing, amazing knives. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.